Zoom with the slides. Okay, good stuff. Okay, so excited to be here today and talking about essential oils, but I gave you a few specific things today that I wanted to talk about. Sometimes we keep it very general, and it is actually hard to talk about essential oils in very specific ways in specific areas of health because they are so versatile and they can do so many things. And sometimes we just want to tell you all of the things. So, um, but tonight, as much as, yes, I will tell you a lot, there's things that I promised to tell you about, which is we're going to look into what's nature's most powerful antibiotic. We're going to be talking about hormones, perimenopause, and all that. It is a very hot topic. Maybe it's because of my age, but I figure everyone's talking about this, and I have seen many people have such good results. So I also will be talking about oils for cognitive functions and memory. So amongst other things, that's what we'll be talking about today. And whether you are watching on Zoom or Facebook Live, you can ask questions. It is likely that I will only see them at the end, but I will address them there and we'll go from there. Does that sound good? Okay, so just in case you've never seen me before, you have no idea who I am, I'm going to give you a 1 minute summary. I am a mom of four. I am French Canadian. That is my accent. Everybody's always wondering. And I live in Ontario. I've lived in Ontario for 20 something years. And I homeschool two of my kids. I've been using doTERRA for over 10 years. Essential oils were my first love. I use them for allergies and they work so amazing. I just started trying them for everything and I was like, okay, I got to tell everybody about this. That's how my business started. And here I am today, still love probably a lot more than when I started telling people about these amazing plant compounds that God created for us to use. So super excited to tell you more about this today. All right, so let's get started. I know that when we hear a bunch of information, it can seem a little bit overwhelming and you're like, I would never remember all that. That's okay. Just take this as you're just discovering what it can do, but it doesn't mean that you need to remember all of it. When you start your journey with essential oils, you get a lot of support, and there's so many different resources and tools that help you know what to use and when. So don't worry about that. All right. So the goals for this class is simply to show you what essential oils actually are, some ways to use them, what do they do, and like I said, the specific ways that I mentioned for this particular class. But first of all, we need to talk about what essential oils are exactly. So they are plant compounds. So in these little bottles here, um, you have a lot of different natural chemical compounds that are found in plants. And when they're extracted through steam distillation, you get essential oils, and the rest of the plant matter can be used for other things. But the essential oils are the little sacs on sometimes on the leaves, on the bark of plant of compounds that can be steam distilled, and we can bottle them like this, and they're very useful. They're very concentrated, but they are safe. And that's one thing that I want to make sure that you know, they are safe when they are in their pure form, so they're not mixed with anything else. And we learn here how to use them safely. Okay, so one of the oils that everybody loves is peppermint. So peppermint is used generally to help alleviate headaches, pain, help open up airways. If you've ever tried doTERRA peppermint, you will remember how it feels, right? Like that cooling effect. All of a sudden, you feel alert, you can breathe more easily, and that's because there is more blood flow to your brain. You're feeling like, oh, I just woke up. And it's also a great one used for digestion. Again, it's so versatile, right? So very, very concentrated and very effective. One drop of peppermint is like 28 cups of tea. So that's how concentrated it is. So when you see these bottles and you're like, I don't know about this, how long is this gonna last me? Remember, one drop carries so much goodness. You only need one drop at a time. Now, they are very effective. And sorry, I forget some people don't see the slides. So, essential oils, especially used for immunity, will be helpful in, and we'll get more into that. But they help promote healthy immune functions. I'm just going to leave at that because I'll give you the details in a few slides. So one of the ones that we use for that is On Guard, and they act very, very quickly. Okay. Every time I start getting a scratchy throat, I put On Guard in my water throughout the day and I feel better. I'm going to explain why in a few minutes. So, and the third thing is that they are very affordable because of the fact that you only need one drop at a time. And I think for me, it's more also that it saves time. In the last 10 years, I can't count how many times I have avoided having to go to the clinic, having to ask the doctor, what do I put on this? What do I do about this? And so on and so forth. And avoided to go to the pharmacy as well. This has become our natural medicine cabinet, truly. It saved me so much time as a mom of four. Now, not all oils are created equal. So the essential oil industry has boomed over the last decade. But an independent lab says that 80% of oils on the market are actually adulterated. That means they either have synthetics in them, that they have pollutants of some kind, that they are synthetic. So they're not pure essential oils. 80% is a lot. Some labs also say 90%. So when you go to Walmart and you see all of these oils that are $12 each, even the frankincense and the rose, just know that these are fragrances. They're not essential oils, even though they can say essential oils on the bottle, sadly. That gives people a very bad experience with essential oils. Meanwhile, they're just using perfume on their skin or diffusing, expecting therapeutic benefits, sorry, and there will be none. So doTERRA is the most trusted brand by clinics, by healthcare facilities for a reason. It is the most trusted because it is the most tested. So you will see universities and research centers using doTERRA when they're studying essential oils because it is the most reliable brand. And actually, our lavender is the only pharmaceutical grade lavender. Many lavender oils on the market are actually perfume grade. They maybe smell good, and actually, I don't think they do, but they have a little to none therapeutic benefits. And I know that a lot of people think they're allergic to lavender. I've met a lot of people over the last 10 years, they think they're allergic to lavender, but in fact, they're just reacting to the fragrance of lavender, the fake lavender that they've been exposed to. So the real lavender is incredible for stress relief, for skin health, for relaxation, for sleep. It is very, very effective in its pure form. So life is too short for grocery store oils. Okay, I think we've established that. So what are some ways that we use essential oils? Well, the first one would be aromatic. So that is in either a diffuser or sometimes it's just like this in your hand, cup and inhale. Wow. And right away, just that drop of peppermint I feel it in my sinuses. I feel that cooling effect. It feels so good. Love, love, love it. But it is also the most powerful way to impact mood and behavior, and we'll get to that. So aromatically is the first one. Second one is topically. So if I have elbow pain, for example, am just going to put it right on where it hurts. Oh, is this one empty? I might have picked an empty one. That's how you would use it topically, and generally we'll dilute with a fractionated coconut oil to make sure that it stays where we're putting it, because essential oils can flash off. That would be evaporation, but it's not water, so they can flash off really quickly because their molecule is so tiny. And um, diluting it helps it stay where we want it to be. Also, it helps with possible skin irritation for some oils that can be considered hot oils. And the third way is internally. Now, the peppermint, I don't know if you've ever had a peppermint tea. So peppermint is safe to ingest, the doTERRA brand. So you don't want to ingest a perfume oil, okay? So when I talk about internally, you really want to make sure that you're using a brand that is approved for internal use. And using the oils internally will be beneficial for all kinds of things. In the case of peppermint, it would be amazing for digestion, for example. And using frankincense internally would be good for cellular health, on guard for immunity, and so on. A lot of times, a lot of us oil users will use oils in more ways than one. When we're using, let's say, on guard for immunity, we'll use it internally, we'll use it topically, and some also diffuse it. We love on guard. Okay, so how fast do essential oils work? Within 20 seconds, they reach your brain. Within 2 minutes, they are found in your bloodstream, and within 20 minutes, they have affected every cell in your body. That is pretty fast, if you ask me. So, okay, so let's dive into more of the fun stuff. So, I want to start by talking about oils for pain and inflammation specifically, because the things that people often want to talk about is hormone balance, so cognitive function, memory, how to stay sharp, basically. And a lot of the things that people mention that they are struggling with or that they're afraid of in their older age as they're aging is due to inflammation. So when you take care of inflammation, and it has a lot more to do with than just using essential oils. You do have to mind your lifestyle and the way you eat, but it is amazing to have these plant compounds that can help us even further reduce inflammation and pain. So let's start with peppermint. So, and peppermint actually in copaiba. So peppermint has menthol in it. That's the compound that gives us the cooling effect. And copaiba has a beta caryophyllene. The pronunciation is always tough for me. So both of these, they work with receptors to reduce pain perception. So when people put peppermint on and you feel that cooling effect, sometimes you're like, oh, it must be that helps somehow with the nerves. But yeah, it actually works with the receptors that help reduce the pain perception. So copaiba is one that a lot of people are using to reduce to help manage pain, actually. So they also, in copaiba and frankincense, these two are your friends if you're struggling with pain. But when you're struggling with pain, that's because of inflammation is through the roof also, right? So these two help calm excessive inflammation. So because of that, and because I know that inflammation, uncontrolled inflammation, is at the root of so many diseases, I use those every day. One drop under the tongue every single night, more times during the day if I think of it, but at least once at night, because of that. So, so powerful. Um, so because essential oils are lipid soluble, they can cross the cell membrane quickly, which is why it impacts our cells so quickly, and so it's so effective at reducing inflammation. But also that is one of the reasons why that permeability, that they're so effective in so many areas of health that we'll see in the next slides. So some oils like wintergreen and peppermint that are in the deep blue. Most people have seen deep blue in this format in the deep blue rub. So they contain compounds that actually block the pain signals and give us that warming and cooling effect on the nerve endings. And deep blue is usually men's first aha moment with essential oils, where they finally say this stuff is not all in your head. That's their first experience with the power of essential oils. Okay, so first we want to use essential oils that will help us, support us in reducing uncontrolled inflammation. Now, before I tell you about oils that help with cellular health and cognitive functions, I think it's important to explain something that is often not understood. You know, we throw these words sometimes around, but do we really stop to say, what does that really mean? You know, we know that, oh, we should have more antioxidants. Do we understand why? And so free radicals, right, are unstable molecules that can cause damage to our DNA. So what they do is they steal electrons from stable molecules, and that creates what we call oxidation. It creates damage to our cells. Now, antioxidants, that's where they're our friends. They protect our cells because they neutralize these free radicals by donating an electron without themselves becoming unstable. And that stops the chain reaction of cellular damage. That's why we love powerful antioxidants. So when I tell you here, oh, this oil is a powerful antioxidant, please know that this is a lot more than, oh, let's let's have some antioxidants just because it's healthy as a general term. This is why it really is at the cellular level, and it is so important. So now let's talk about some oils that are basically brain reinforcement for our brain and our cells. So rosemary, I don't think I brought it up. I tried to gather all of the oils and they're all over the house. Rosemary contains a compound that is called 1.8 cineol, and that has been extensively researched in supporting memory and alertness. So this is an oil, rosemary, that you would want to diffuse every day to benefit from these well-researched benefits. So frankincense, you will notice that frankincense seems to come back on every slide. And that is because frankincense is the king of oils. And the reason why it's the king of oils, well, there's many reasons, but one of the reasons you see it come back over and over and over again is because in most essential oils, you'll have certain compounds that are really, really high when you look at the report of all of the compounds in it. So there will be many that show a small spike, but there'll always be one or two that are really high, and that's what we know them for. Like lavender is very, very high in linalool, which is that super relaxing compound. Frankincense is high in many, many compounds. That's why you're like, oh yeah, frankincense is good for this too, and this too, and this too. Okay, so frankincense helps regulate inflammation and supports cellular repair. That is super important when you think about how inflammation and cellular damage can affect your brain, right? And body function, obviously, everything. When your cells are damaged, everything goes haywire. Then turmeric and wild orange are both loaded in antioxidant. Clove as well, by the way, that is in the On Guard blend. And because of what we just talked about, with what they do to free radicals, they protect your cells from uh, damage and oxidative stress. So, using these oils daily will be highly beneficial and will help you feel really sharp and stay sharp because you're taking care of your cellular health. DDR Prime is also a powerhouse. So this is a blend that doTERRA formulated specifically for cellular health. It's a powerhouse that supports healthy cell turnover and DNA integrity. I don't know about you, but that's something that is super important in when I think about my health. I want to make sure that at a cellular level, I'm doing everything I can. So basically, these oils, they help reduce the internal noise that slow you down and that can make your brain feel foggy and can hinder your cells from doing what they are meant to, your cells in your brain. So using these kind of oils daily will give you a definite boost in cognitive function, and cellular health in general affects everything in our body. Okay, so now let's go to immunity and respiratory support. So in the post that I did about this, I mentioned nature's most powerful antibiotic, right? It's oregano. Look it up. I'm not making it up. What is nature's most powerful antibiotic? Oregano oil. Now, oregano is sold in a lot of forms, most of the time in olive oil and very, very, very diluted. So if you think it tastes bad and it's strong and you've never tasted this one, you haven't seen nothing yet. I'm just warning you because the first time I tried the doTERRA oregano, I had been used to having some brand from the health food store, and I got up in the middle of the night because my throat was hurting and I thought I would attack it right away. And I just did this with the bottle 3 times, and oh my goodness, don't do that. The way we like to use oils that are hot, like oregano, internally is mostly in a capsule. Some people like to put a drop on like a spoonful of honey and take it that way. Oregano, I never put in my mouth anymore. I use it in a capsule, but yeah, it's very, very, very hot. Okay, but let's dive into it. So, oils for respiratory support, we looked at peppermint, and peppermint is in this blend, but Easy Air is one blend that you'll definitely want for that. I like it if someone is sick in the house and you know all of the coughing and stuff. It smells like eucalyptus. There's eucalyptus and several other oils in it. And the oils in here help open airways because they act on receptors in the mucous membranes. So it is really, really cool stuff. You'll feel the effect. One of the ways that I really like to use it if I'm feeling really stuffy is I'll put a bowl of warmish water and not too hot because I find it just goes away too quickly. And I'll put a couple drops in it, put my face over it, close my eyes because it will feel uncomfortable for the eyes, but amazing for your airways. Another way is to have like a spa-like experience and using it in your shower. I like to use it before working out as well because when you're opening up your airways before you do something cardio, it really is helpful. Or before going to bed if you are someone that needs a little bit of support with breathing better at night. Okay, so um, for immunity, so uh, how essential oils can possibly help with immunity. And I think I've been harping on that for the last 10 years over and over again, and I will never get tired of it. Um, Essential oils fight for us because they break down the defenses of microbes and they stop, especially viruses, they stop them from growing and spreading. And with bacteria, they are able to disrupt how bacteria communicate. And with fungi, they make it an environment that is hard to survive in. Now, I know that most people want to know about the antiviral effect. because when you're fighting something that is viral, if you're trying to get some help from your doctor, is going to say go home and rest, because there is not much modern medicine can do when it comes to viral infections, other than symptom management. So once inside a cell, a virus takes control of your cell's system and uses it to make copies of itself. These copies then spread to other healthy cells, repeat the process, and so on, and that causes the infection to spread throughout your body. So that means these little buggers, these viruses, they use your body's replication system, your own cells, to spread itself. What do essential oils do? That's where they come in. And especially if you use them right away when you're starting to feel under the weather. And I know we've been taught to wait until you're feeling like dying to do something about it. Because at first you're like, yeah, I'm fine. You could just go about your day. I just a little sore throat, or I just feeling a little run down. I just feel like my lymph nodes are swollen. I am telling you, I have learned over the years, and I have not been sick to the point of stopping any activities this winter because of this. When you start using these oils right away, when you're feeling like your system is under attack, and we all know these feelings, right? And you use them consistently, it stops it in its track. It is really amazing. And they stop or slow down that viral replication process that I just described. Many essential oil compounds work on viruses by binding to them before they can do the work. That's why when people message me after a week of being sick and they're like, do you have On Guard or do you have oregano? I'm like, yeah, but you should have used it before you lost 5 days of work. Because what you want is stop or slow at least the spread of them in your body before you get really sick. Okay, I'm very passionate about this. Another way that essential oils are effective against viruses is they're able to break down the envelope of certain viruses, making it inactive before it even tries to replicate itself. So that's also why I like to use On Guard, the oil. So we also have the capsules, but I like to use the oil pretty much daily in the winter because I know that we're going to be exposed more to sickness, right? There's more people sick around us. So I like to think of it as being ahead of the game because I have these compounds circulating in my bloodstream already helping me if I come in contact with one of these, that it's going to basically inactivate it before it can replicate itself. So the disruption of microbial membranes, so on bacteria, is what makes them effective against bacteria. Strongly encourage you to look up this video on YouTube called Killing Bacteria with Essential Oils by Dr. Stewart, but just researching that title, Killing Bacteria with Essential Oils, Dr. Stewart will show up and he shows you exactly how that is done. It is really, really cool. Basically, the essential oils compounds, they penetrate and disrupt the layer around the bacteria, and it you see in the video, it leads to cell death. It just causes it to basically implode. So oils that are amazing for immunity, you'll definitely want On Guard, oregano. Those are the staple. Frankincense, of course, copaiba, and tea tree. All of the citrus oils are also great. But yeah, these are the main ones. There's also melissa oil. Yeah, all of the spices and all of the herbs will be helpful for immunity. Okay, now let's look into hormones a little bit more specifically. Now that we've addressed inflammation, now we have the antioxidants, now we can talk about our hormones and sleep and stress and emotions. I kind of put those all in a category. You'll see why, the same category. You'll see why. So most flower oils are naturally calming, meaning they help regulate the stress response. Think of lavender, Roman chamomile. Oh, I love Roman chamomile. Lavender, Roman chamomile, magnolia, rose, neroli. There's so many flowers. When your stress hormones like cortisol are high or out of rhythm, it throws off other hormones like estrogen, progesterone, thyroid hormones, and even insulin. Essential oils like lavender, frankincense, I know, again, serenity, where is it? Serenity, adaptive, balance, they help calm the nervous system, which then reduces cortisol, and that helps bring balance to the rest of your hormones. It's like a domino effect. And I think that we sometimes overcomplicate it. Managing your cortisol is the number one thing that you have to do to bring hormonal balance. Um, because when your cortisol is high, it downregulates everything else in your body. It's like, hey, this is our priority right now, and everything else goes off balance. So you really want to make sure that you manage that cortisol level. Now, some oils like clary sage, that is in a claricon blend, have phytoestrogen-like properties. That means that they can help bring balance to estrogen in the body. And that is why this is called the monthly blend for women, because it helps with things like PMS, menopause, irregular cycles. Um, because whether your estrogen is too high or too low, it'll bring balance, it'll help bring balance. That's what phytoestrogens do. Now, when inhaled, so what I did earlier, cup and inhale or put it in a diffuser, the oil molecules travel through your olfactory system and to the limbic system, and that is your brain's emotional control center. So this is adaptive. It is our calming blend, and this, just doing this drop here, will help calm my nervous system and lower my cortisol. And you want to do this for, if you can, 20 to 30 seconds to really get it into your body. And doing this daily is super helpful for your system. And if you can remember to do it maybe in the morning, at lunchtime, in the evening, especially when you're dealing with a very high level of stress, you will see a huge impact. So oils, there's oils like lavender and copaiba in here, and they interact with GABA receptors, and that helps calm your nervous system, which lowers your cortisol. All right, so there's oils also like wild orange, lavender, clary sage that help your brain release more serotonin and dopamine, and that improves your mood. And lastly, sleep. This is actually really, really simple because doTERRA's put all of the best oils for sleep in the Serenity blend, and that helps you produce more melatonin, which helps you fall asleep. But also, there's an oil in here called vetiver that helps calm brain activity. Now, that sounds like I don't want to calm my brain activity, but at night you do. Who here sometimes overthinks and can't stop thinking? So we actually joke around and call vetiver the oil that helps calm the hamster in the brain, helps that hamster go to sleep. So that is in the Serenity blend. So powerful, right? All right, so I'm gonna briefly touch on digestion and skincare. And make sure that you write your questions on Facebook in the comments or here on Zoom in the chat if you have any, because I'm going to get to that soon. So essential oils like oils in the Zengest blend can also help with digestion. I know it feels like I'm all over the place, right? What can't they do? I don't know. The oils in here can help stimulate digestive enzymes, relaxing muscles, reducing inflammation in the gut, right? A lot of times that's what causes problems, and balancing gut bacteria. So, really like also supporting your gut lining. I love this stuff because I recently had to do an elimination diet to see what was making me feel kind of bloated sometimes, and this saved me so much in those days where I was like, "What did I eat?" It calms the digestive upsets right away. So that's one that we like to use internally in a capsule or just in a little bit of water. It tastes like Zambuca or black licorice, and it's just so effective right away. We like to also rub it topically on the belly or breathe it if nausea is what you're struggling with. And then quickly on skin, because yes, essential oils can be amazing for skin. And you guessed it, frankincense is one of your friends for this too, because of its ability to go and help repair the cells, right? So, but it's also really anti-inflammatory. So frankincense is one that if you're not using the doTERRA skincare is already infused with essential oils, you would want to add this to your moisturizer. Lavender as well, copaiba as well, because it's going to have a variety of benefits from helping with cell turnover and also so tissue repair, and just that calming effect of linalool that can help reduce redness and breakout, and also helps with the spots, the darker spots, and premature aging, fine lines, and all that fun stuff. Lots and lots of oils for that. Generally, just think of it this way: all of the tree oils and all of the flower oils are all good for the skin. That's why sometimes it comes back often. Oh, you can use rose. Oh, you can use neroli. Oh, magnolia too, by the way. So all of the flowers and all of the wood oils are very regenerative to the skin. Okay, so I want to mention one last thing. So we talked quite a bit about antioxidants, inflammation, and all of that. But there is really nothing in our body that, like nothing that can replace vitamins and minerals, right? So you have to make sure that you're taking care of the foundation as well. So one of the things that I found makes a really, really big difference on hormones, on immunity, on mood, because when your body has what it needs, well, it will react a lot less. Like you'll have less symptoms that show up because a lot of these symptoms sometimes are due to nutrient deficiency. So you want to make sure that you clear that out of the way first. I really like to take VMG every day. So that is whole food, lots of vitamin, minerals, and greens all in one. You take that one a day. And the other option that doTERRA has that is super bioavailable as well is the Lifelong Vitality Pack. So that has all of your omegas, vitamins, greens, minerals, and all that, so that your body can have what it needs to function optimally. And then you can deal with what's left, right? So, but that takes care of so much all at once. Highly, highly recommend it. The VMG has a lot of studies done on it, showing, comparing the absorption with a lot of things on the market like AG1, and they knock it out of the park because they added a liposomal technology in it, but also essential oils. Believe it or not, there's essential oils in it, and that really increases the absorption. And as we know, that's what's important when you're supplementing. You want your body to actually use what you're taking, right? Okay. So I have an entire class on that, by the way, on supplementing. So if you're interested in watching that one, I have a recording on it that I can send you. So just let me know and I'll send that your way. Okay. So Let's look into some amazing options so that you can have these tools for your health and wellness in your home. Now, I know you don't see these pictures on the Facebook Live, but right after I'm done with this, I am going to post in the comments some of the options that are available to you and where you can get the best deals to bring essential oils and oftentimes a diffuser in it in your home. And what we really, really like to do as well is helping people build a custom kit that just is full of oils that are really specific to them. So if you message us with like the 3 goals that you have for your health or 3 things that you really want to something that that you want to deal with that with essential oils, we'll make up a custom kit for you and send you a link of a pre-made cart with that and we'll get you started and really help you on your journey in using essential oils for your health. You will not regret it, trust me. I'm very surrounded by essential oils everywhere in my home. I love them. So the first one is the Home Essentials Kit. So in that, you have what we call the 10 main oils. So you have the On Guard, the peppermint, the lavender, the Easy Air. So all oils that we talked about, right? The lemons and just tea tree, frankincense, as you know, very important, and balance, as well as the deep blue. So these are just made by doTERRA, these kits to try to put together some of the oils that everybody usually likes to have in their home. And nothing stops you from adding to that or just, like I said, making up your custom kit. The second one is the Healthy Start Kit, and that covers the same, that's the same oils as the one I just mentioned, but the bottles are smaller. So just for a visual here, this is the 5 ml, that's the Healthy Start Kit, and this is the 15 ml. So, but these oils will cover things like immunity, respiratory support, sleep and stress, pain and skin, and so much more, as you know, cellular health. The third one is the Aroma Essentials Kit that has a beautiful diffuser and it has oils. Some of the oils that we haven't mentioned, they're blends. They are formulated for diffusion, but with doTERRA, the diffusion always has a purpose to support mood, support your breathing and your sleep, and so on. So this is what this kit is for. Obviously, you can still use these oils topically and some of them internally as well. And then you have the Healthy Habits Kit that takes care of your foundational support with the Lifelong Vitality Supplement, the Deep Blue Rub, and a few of the oils that we talked about in the 5 ml format. And did I have another one here? No, that's it. So, like I said, we can make up a custom kit for you. So just let us know what are the things that you're working on, what do you feel you need help with, and then we'll put that together for you. And just so you know, and reminder, because I said that at the beginning, you don't need to remember all of the things that we talked about because we offer we have amazing education for customers, ongoing support, so much goodness for you along the way. So if you have any questions, make sure that you use the comments here on Facebook or the chat, and here on Zoom you can use the text number here or contact me on Instagram if you'd like. And yep, I think that's it for these slides. Okay, so over on Facebook, I'm gonna end this live and then I am going to go answer any questions and add some pictures in the comments of some of the stuff I talked about. All right, talk to you later.